Good morning. Today is Tuesday, October 1st. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. Officials in several southeastern states are trying to assess the catastrophic damage from Hurricane Helene. At least 130 people have been killed, and the toll is expected to rise. The mayor of Asheville, North Carolina, says some 600 people in her city are unaccounted for. In Tennessee, tens of thousands of residents still don't have running water. From member station WUOT, Pierce Gentry has more.
The Nolichucky River that winds through Greene County poured over its banks, destroying 4 bridges and the county's water supply system. The water levels have almost returned to normal, but most of the county's 70,000 residents remain without tap water. Local pastor Bob Radank is helping pass out cases of bottled water.
And so we've got a ton of volunteers that's come out here, and we had a truck driver come and bring the huge thing of water, and they've been coming through. These volunteers have been loading these things up into the vehicles as the people come through.
Officials have not provided a timeline for when water will be restored, but it's estimated that it will take at least a week. For NPR News, I'm Pierce Gentry in Greenville, Tennessee.
A trial begins today over controversial new rules in Georgia for certifying election results. The rules were passed by the embattled Georgia State Election Board. They have sparked concerns about disruptions following the presidential election in November. From member station WABE in Atlanta, Sam Greenglass has more.
The new rules seem to allow local election boards to vote against certifying election results if they find irregularities they cannot rectify on their own. But Georgia's Republican Secretary of State says local boards do not have this discretion and must certify election results by the state deadline. The plaintiffs, including the State Democratic Party and the Democratic National Committee, want a judge to affirm that. The 3 Republicans on the state election board have come under fire for muscling through several last-minute election rule changes, including hand-counting the number of ballots cast on Election Day. Several lawsuits are now challenging that measure as well. For NPR News, I'm Sam Greenglass in Atlanta.
Israeli troops have crossed into Lebanon for the first time since 2006. Israel says the goal is to push back Hezbollah militants from the border in Lebanon. Israel wants to create a buffer zone and allow thousands of Israeli civilians to return to their houses. NPR's Kat Lonsdorf says Israeli officials are calling this a limited incursion.
The Israeli military is calling these, quote, limited and localized raids, but we've heard them use this language before in parts of Gaza, and Israel is still fighting a war there nearly a year later. So there are some real questions about what that really means. They also put out a statement saying that the troops that went into Lebanon first were the same brigades that have been operating in Gaza, noting that these troops gained skills and operational experience that they are going to be using in the north.
NPR's Kat Lonsdorf reporting. This is NPR.